Welcome back. We're talking sports right here at Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. And this is the Fun Factory where we do nothing but talk sports. We break down all of the issues coming out of our world of sports. And tonight, you guys are busy, seriously holding on to this round of 16 draw in the UEFA Champions League that has put Real Madrid and PSG to give us some breathtaking football. Cristiano Ronaldo against Neymar. Ooh, that's going to get us talking. And of course, Chelsea taking on Barcelona. Let's put more perspective into this discussion. Let's travel to Denver in the United States of America. It's a sport flight. Get ready. BBC Sport football reporter Seth Bennett is standing by to talk to us on the show. Good evening, Seth. I see you on the road. Welcome to Sports Tonight.
Yeah, welcome to sunny Denver, Colorado. The snow's back there in the hills, but down here it's beautiful and sunny.
Oh, fantastic. Before we get to talk about the UEFA Champions League, Liverpool and Egypt's player Mohamed Salah has been named the BBC African Footballer of the Year. Well-deserved award for Salah?
But how good has he been in the last 12 months? He's been absolutely unreal. I think it's very hard right now to make a case that he's not the most effective player in the Premier League. I think he's been absolutely outstanding. I thought he was brilliant again just 24 hours ago in the Merseyside derby. And I think deservedly he goes on to win this award. And it's interesting, isn't it, that all of a sudden we're talking about an Egyptian winning this award. It's been a little time since that last happened. Our attention has been elsewhere, hasn't it, in recent years with Ivory Coast and other nations amongst those that have won it. But I think now Mohamed Salah, for me, a very deserved winner of that award.
Fantastic. Anytime, any day. Everyone agrees that Mohamed Salah is on fire. But shout out to the other guys that got nominated. Seth, let's talk about the UEFA Champions League. What was your reaction when you saw the draw, Real Madrid taking on PSG?
This was my reaction. Oh, what a night that is going to be in front of the television. It's going to be one of those moments where you can sit back and you can relax, and you know that one of the big names is going. And that's the brilliant thing about the Champions League, isn't it? When you get these super mega club matchups, when all of a sudden PSG could be gone, Neymar could be gone, Real Madrid, Cristiano Ronaldo, one of them is not going to be there for the quarterfinals. And I think that that's going to be so good for the competition this year. Okay, there will be fans that will be disappointed, but what would that say about Paris Saint-Germain and Neymar if they were to go on and win that game and make their way through to the quarterfinals, beating Cristiano Ronaldo? What a statement that would be for that football club. But what a great draw.
I know, it got everyone talking. And you made that description for Real Madrid against PSG. What did you do to Chelsea taking on Barcelona?
Well, is it defense against offense? Is that, I'm in America right now, so I guess they'd be shouting defense, defense, defense. If you're Chelsea fans, it's the offense of Barcelona. I think that's, again, it's another great matchup, isn't it? Where Chelsea, they've conceded that they're not going to win the Premier League now. So you do wonder whether all of a sudden Antonio Conte can start to put all of his eggs in that Champions League basket and start to look at his team selections and focus so much on those two games where actually they can make such a massive difference to his tenure at Chelsea and to make such a difference to this season as well if they can find a way of shutting down Lionel Messi and Barcelona. I mean, look, I'm going to throw the question back to you guys. Which is the better of the two games? If right now you could only go and watch two of them, in fact, I've got two tickets right now in my hands. I'm going to give you two tickets to either go and see one leg of Real Madrid against PSG or two tickets to go and see that terrific matchup between Chelsea and Barcelona. Which way are you going, boys?
I'll also a split screen set. But that is the UEFA Champions League, no small teams. Let's just quickly talk about the other pairings that we'll see Juventus go against Tottenham Hotspur. FC Basel will take on Manchester City. But Manchester United, do you think they have to be careful when they take on Sevilla?
Yeah, never good, is it, for Manchester United when they face teams of the level of a Sevilla. It's going to be a big, big test for Jose Mourinho's side, who, again, may be starting to look at the Champions League as their best chance of a trophy success this season. You glossed over the Man City draw. What a great draw that is for Pep Guardiola. He must just be sitting in his chair, and he's going to be a little bit like, you know, you think of one of those Bond villains. He'll be sitting there stroking his cat, and he'll be cackling away, thinking, look at this. Everybody's going to knock each other out. We will not have a better chance of winning the Champions League than this. Everybody could be gone. They could be looking at a semi-final and a quarter-final lineup without anybody of any note. All of the big teams may have just about disappeared from the Man City radar. And I think this, of all the teams in the draw, they're the team that benefit the most.
With the current form of Manchester City set, how much pity do you have for FC Basel?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting, isn't it? When these fixtures, I think that you look at, I just look at Man City, and who's going to beat them in Europe right now? Is there a better team in Europe right now than Manchester City? For me, the answer is no.
I know. So that's it with that said. Let's just, one for the road. Since you're on the road, let's just talk about the 2018 FIFA World Cup. What's your take? I think people believe that England is a very easy group.
I think it is. Could they have got a better group from the teams that were there in the different pots? I don't think so. I think that they look like if they're going to make some noise at the tournament, they have to go through that group with relative ease. I don't think they're going to, okay, there are going to be tests along the way for them, but I don't think that they should have anything to fear from the teams that they've drawn in their group. I think you look at some of the other groups and they're a lot more testing at this stage. And, you know, you start to get that little buzz, don't you, of anticipation. I know that June is a long way away. Hey, look, boys, I'm going to turn 4 before the World Cup, just before the World Cup. That's how far in the distance it feels right now. And, you know, I started to look at the fixtures the other day, and I start to get that build of excitement. I'm going to be in Russia. I know that my starting place is probably going to be somewhere that's pretty close to you guys' heart. I think I'm going to be watching Nigeria in the early stages of the competition. I'm then going to be disappearing off to St. Petersburg. I think I'm going to see another Nigeria game there. And then eventually I head off to Samara, to the place where the space race really took off for the Russians, and be watching some games there. It's going to be a really interesting tournament. And, you know, what twists and turns have we got in the Russia story between now and when things really start to hot up just before the start of June and that tournament does get underway?
The analyst in the studio, Olawale Shola, says Nigeria is in a tough group, in Group D. We shouldn't just talk about Argentina. We should be wary of Iceland and Croatia. The Nigerian group, do you think it's going to pose any problem for the Super Eagles?
Well, I think it will pose a problem, but I think, okay, Argentina are Argentina. And if they have their day, there are very few teams in world football that are going to be able to beat them. But at the same time, Croatia, very beatable. You know, I think that that's a game that definitely Nigeria needs to be targeting. And Iceland are exactly the same. You know, Iceland, who are a team, and I've spent a little bit of time with Icelandic football over the last 18 months. And, you know, they've got a lot of team spirit. They've got a couple of good players. Are they world-class players? I don't know that necessarily you would describe them as that. And if Nigeria come united, if Nigeria play as a team, and if Nigeria can score goals, because I think that's going to be the key thing in this tournament, where you look at an Icelandic side that defensively will be pretty good and they're going to fight for every single ball. You look at a Croatian side that can cut you open at times, but you can be pretty strong with them too. Then that second place in that group is something that's there for the taking. And then, of course, with the way that the fixtures fall, that's perfect for Nigeria, isn't it? Because you win your first 2 games and you're through.
Thank you so much, Seth. All of the fears in Nigeria is because of what happened with England. So that's it. BBC football reporter Seth Bennett speaking to us on the program. Let's come back to the UEFA Champions League. I don't go back to that your World Cup talk, so you don't put more fears out there. It talked about what a story is going to be when Real Madrid takes on PSG. Big names will drop.
For sure. Out of the 4 teams that will be competing, I mean, I've included Chelsea, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and Real Madrid. 2 top teams who will be living in the Champions League at the second round. Now, Neymar left Barcelona to become the main man in PSG. This is the right time to tell the world he is the main man. Now,
but PSG is playing as a team. It doesn't look like it's just Neymar.
No. The reason I'm saying that, he's the most expensive player in the world. apart from Rolando and Messi,
But side by side, if you put...
is the next in line.
Talk about team.
Is the heir apparent.
But look at Real Madrid.
No, is the heir apparent to take over them.
Okay.
Now, playing against Rolando is a statement. In the second round, forget about the collapse of Barcelona against Barcelona. This one will now serve as a complete litmus test to show the investors, the people that invest in Paris Saint-Germain, maybe they are doing the right thing. They must get it right this time around.
That's right.
You understand?
Of course
and they should take advantage of the pitch-patchy form Real Madrid is going through this season. They are not as strong as last season, but by the time it comes to February, it will be a different ball game. Because Real Madrid, they have the experience to navigate their way in the Champions League. So it will be a very great game for football lovers. And Austin, I'll tell you one thing. We have to sit at the edge of our seats.
I know.
Because we have a lot of drama in that game.
A lot.
Now, let me now move now to the Chelsea-Barcelona game.
Okay.
The two teams, they know each other very well. Chelsea has become an Achilles for Barcelona.
Defense versus offense.
Yes, that's why I said defense versus offense. Chelsea might not play a good game against all of that teams in Europe. But when it comes to Barcelona, an average Chelsea player will wake up. They wake up and put out their best on the pitch. So you expect a fight. It is a war.
I know.
Do you understand?
I like it.
And as I rightly said, they should forget about the Premier League. They'll focus on the Champions League.
Nobody's Premier League.
They'll put a lot of energy in that Champions League. And Barcelona, Barcelona is Barcelona.
I know. They'll
come in.
Come to you.
You understand? They will attack you.
That's right.
They have the players to do that.
They can be beaten.
They can be beaten.
But when two big teams come, we don't know how it's going to end.
It's
whatever happens.
We have to wait for a spectacle. Both at Stamford Bridge and Nou Camp.
Fantastic. Let's just run through the fixtures in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League. You already know that Real Madrid has been drawn against PSG. You know that's one. Chelsea take on Barcelona. Juventus will take on Tottenham. While FC Basel will play in front Manchester City. Come on. Who can come against Manchester City now? But hey, it's football. Anything can happen.
Yes.
In other fixtures, we'll see FC Porto taking on Liverpool, while Sevilla will go against Manchester United. Bayern Munich will finish second to PSG in Group B. We play Besiktas, while Shakhtar Donetsk will take on AS Roma. So there you have it, the round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League. The first leg ties will take place between January the 13th and the 21st, with the second leg scheduled for March the 6th to the 14th. So, we're getting ready for a lot of fireworks when the UEFA Champions League round of 16 game commences. Let's take a look at the Europa League, just right under the UEFA Champions League. Europa League draw, Italian club Napoli. They will face RB Leipzig. Both sides dropped into the Europa League after finishing third in their Champions League groups. In another Italian-German tie, Atalanta will face Borussia Dortmund. Atletico Madrid will take FC Copenhagen, while Red Star Belgrade are up against CSKA Moscow. As Scottish champions Celtic, they will have their work cut out against Zenit St. Petersburg of Russia, while former European champion Bucharest will face Lazio, and Olympic Lyon will play Villarreal. So that's it. We are getting ready. That one should get us talking. I want to hear from you. What do you expect when Real Madrid take on Paris Saint-Germain and, of course, Chelsea? Chelsea fans, let's hear from you. It was a disappointing weekend. Let's not even talk about that. Let's let it go. That loss to West Ham. But in the UEFA Champions League, it's a different ballgame entirely. So, guys, what do you expect when Chelsea takes on Barcelona? And then Chelsea's at home. You think the first leg tie at home, you think is an advantage?
It's not an advantage. It is a disadvantage.
But if you win
it is an advantage for Barcelona. Do you understand? Because going away, if you can get a good result in Stamford Bridge.
Remember when you went to Bayern Munich and got about 5-6. So when you lose that way, then you go back home.
That was a bad day for them. That was a bad day for them. But in that kind of a game, you have to get prepared.
Because coaches won't look
because
at
a little mistake can cost you the second leg. Even you must have lost the second leg in the first leg. So it's a tricky game for both of them. If anyone that gets it right, I think we have the chance of going ahead.
That's right.
To the next stage.
So that's it. I've heard from Olawale Ishola. I want to hear from you. What's your take as regards the draw in the UEFA Champions League Sports tonight on Channels Television? Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll let you know what's going down at the MPFL Invitation. I don't go anywhere. Stay.